Yes, students, let us recall the definitions of angle between the two lines when the DCs are given and DRS are given. We come across about angle between the two lines when L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2 is given by cos theta is equal to L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2. If two lines are perpendicular, L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2 is equal to 0. If two lines are parallel, L1 by L2 is equal to M1 by M2 is equal to N1 by N2. In the same fashion, if A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 are the DRS of two lines, then theta is the angle between them. Cos theta is equal to A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 by square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. Meanwhile, if two lines are perpendicular, then A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 is equal to 0. Next, if two lines are parallel, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. Let us see. If the line joining of of two points A of 1, 2, k, B of 3, 0, 1 is and if the line joining of 2 points A, B and C of 3, 4, 0, B, D of is minus 1, 2, 1. Okay, now the line joining of 2 points A and B and C and D, right? First point, case 1, if two lines AB and CD are perpendicular to each other, then K is equal to dash. Then second one, if two lines AB bar and CD bar are parallel to each other, then K is equal to dash. Let us see. Now if I go for the solution of this one is, let us find out DRS of line AB bar is given by x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. For this line x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2. Now I can write 3 minus 1, 2, it's a minus 2, it's a 1 minus k. Then you go for DRS of CD bar, that is x2 minus x1, it's a minus 4, 2 minus 4, minus 2, then it's a 1. If I take this point as A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, I can write this one as, that is A1, B1, C1. I can write A2, B2, C2. This is the DRS of CD bar. Yes, if two lines are perpendicular to each other, then the condition is A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2 is equal to 0. I can write this one as A1, A2, that is minus 8, B1, B2 plus 4 plus 1 minus k is equal to 0. So therefore, I can write 4 is equal to 1 minus k. So therefore, k is equal to minus 3 is the value of that under the perpendicular condition. If two lines are parallel, if I go for, this is first one, if I go for second one, if two lines are parallel, which implies A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2, which implies I can go for this is here we have taken some examples, right? Not exactly, we have taken some numbers, numericals, right? It's all the counter examples just to verify the given condition, right? So therefore the thing is A1 by A2. If I go for A1 by A2, yes, come on, 2 by 4, 2 by minus 4 is equal to what? It's a minus 2 by 2, it's a 1 is equal to what? 1 minus k by 1. So therefore I can write this one is, actually we have to get the same value. We have taken not in an order, not in a particular order, just we are verifying the condition. So therefore take k, that is 1 minus k is equal to 1. So therefore 1 minus k is equal to what I can write is equal to 1 get cancels. So therefore k is equal to what? 0. So therefore actually we have to get this also 1 by 1, but we have not taken the numericals not in order. We could verify that condition, take it that into considerations, right? Okay, now condition for perpendicularity is A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 is equal to 0. For parallel, so is A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2, right? Yes. Let us recall the definition of angle between the two lines under different conditions. So now, one is the what concept oriented problem. It is a straight line passing through 1, 1 makes an angle 60 degrees with the positive z axis, and the cosines of the angles made with the positive y and x axis are in the ratio √3:1. Then acute angle between the two possible positions of the line is dash. Now what I'm going to do is, the proof of this one is very simple. Let L, M, N be the DCS of a line. DCS of a line. This required line which is passing through 1, 1, okay. But this line makes an angle 60 with the positive z-axis. What are the DCS of z-axis? 0, 0, 1. So let us take DCS of z-axis is equal to 0, 0, 1. If I take this as L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2. Given, what is given? Angle between this line and the z-axis 60 degrees is given to be L into 0, L1, L2, M1, M2 plus N into 1. Followed? L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2. This is L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2, which implies it's a N. So therefore, N is equal to F. N is equal to F. Next, so this part is over. So therefore, what is that? With the positive axis, and the cosines of the angle made with the positive y and x axis, we have discussed in detail. A line or a vector or a ray makes an angle alpha, beta, gamma with the positive direction of x, y and z axis respectively. Then cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma are the direction cosines of a line. Later we denote them as LMN. Okay, so therefore cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. So therefore the cosines of the angles means cos alpha and cos beta. First comes y, next comes that is x axis. I can write given cos beta by cos alpha is equal to √3/1. Cos beta is the DCS of what? That is y axis with y axis. This is z axis. Alpha is the angle made with the line with x axis. Beta is the angle made with the line with y axis. Okay, now I can write cos beta is equal to root 3 into cos alpha. Cos beta is equal to root 3 into cos alpha, right? Now, since we know that cos square alpha, cos square beta, cos square gamma is equal to 1. So, therefore, I can write cos square alpha, cos square beta, that is 3 into cos square alpha, gamma. Cos gamma is nothing but n. This is L, M, n. So, therefore, this is nothing but 1 by 4 is equal to 1. So, therefore, I can write this one as now 4 cos square alpha is equal to 3 by 4. So, therefore, cos square alpha is equal to 3 by 16. Therefore, cos alpha is equal to, yes, cos alpha is equal to, yes, now this becomes 3 by 16 root 3 by 4 plus or minus. So, therefore, I can write, so cos alpha in two possible positions. I can write this one as L1, M1, N1. So, therefore, cos alpha is nothing but plus or minus root root 3 by 4. So, therefore, I can write this equal to root 3 by 4. Yes, come on. Here, what I can write? Now, cos alpha is equal to root 3 by 4. Now, this is, you substitute here. This becomes 3 by 4. Now, this is 1 by 2. Next, another one is L2, M2, N2. Now, the DCS of a line in one position, DCS of a line in another position is what? L2, M2. Take cos alpha is equal to minus root 3 by 5. L2 is equal to minus root 3 by 5. So, minus root 3 by 4. Therefore, root 3 by 4. This also minus root 3 by 4. This is 1 by 2. L1, M1, N1. L2, M2, N2. So, therefore, let theta be an angle between lines in two positions. Therefore, cos theta is equal to L1, L2, M1, M2. It's a N1, N2. So, therefore, I can write this into this minus 3 by 16. This is what? Minus 3 by 16. This is 1 by 4. Okay, 1 by 4. Now, this becomes cos theta is equal to, is asking the acute, then acute, take the modulus. Now, this becomes minus, so that is plus, okay, minus 6 by 16 plus 1 by 4. So, therefore, cos theta is equal to, so now take LCM, minus 6 plus 4 by 16. Now, this is cos theta is equal to S minus 2 by what? 16. So, therefore, I can write this one as cos theta is equal to 1 by 8. Therefore, theta is equal to cos inverse of 1 by 8. This is how you can find out. Okay. Once again, now let L, M, N be the DCS of a line, and DCS of z-axis 0, 0, 1 is given. So, makes an angle of 60 with z-axis. Let us have the what? Angle between the what? Line, required line and z-axis. Now, L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2. I got N is equal to 1 by 2 is nothing but cos gamma. L is nothing but cos alpha. M is nothing but cos beta. N is nothing but cos gamma. Okay, where alpha, beta, gamma are the angles made with a line with the positive direction of x, y and z axis. So, therefore, next, now he has given ratios. Now, the cosines of the angles made with the positive y and x axis are in the ratio root 3 is to 1. Cos beta is equal to root 3 into cos alpha, cos square alpha, cos square beta, cos square gamma. You substitute cos square alpha. Now, this is 3 into cos square alpha, 4 cos square alpha. You transfer that side. It becomes 1 minus 1 by 4. It becomes 3 by 4. Cross multiply 3 by 16. Cos alpha is equal to plus or minus what? Root 3 by 4. Now, let L1, M1, N1 be the DCS of a line in one position. L2, M2, N2 be the DCS of this line in another position. These are the two values for what? This LMN. Okay. Now, root 3 by 4. 3 by 4, 1 by 2, minus root 3 by 4, minus 3 by 4, 1 by 2. Apply, let theta be an angle between the lines in two positions, cos theta, L1, L2, minus 3 by 16. This is what? This is 9 by 16. Yes, this is 9 by 16, minus 9 by 16. Now this becomes minus 3, it becomes 12 by 16. So if I go for this one is, if I take LCM, this is 12 plus 4, it's about 8 by 16. Okay, 8 by 16. So therefore this is equal to what? 1 by 2. This is also what? Pi by 3. So therefore the angle between the two lines in two adjacent positions is what? Pi by 3. This is how you can correlate multilayer concept. One is DCS of a line, other one is what? Angle between the two lines. Here it comes as both L square plus M square plus N square, the relation between the direction cosines and also angle between the two lines. By using two concepts, we are able to find out angle between the lines in two positions. Okay. If the DCS of two lines are given with the relation, if the DCS of two lines are related, L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 0. Next, L plus M plus N is equal to 0. Then the angle between two lines is dash. Now look here, you are given with the relations. So therefore, the relation between the direction cosines, in this context, we have to find out the angle between the two lines. Let us take how this proof is. Now, what is one? L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 0. Now let us take N is equal to minus of L plus M. You take it as 2. You substitute 2 in 1. 2 in 1. So therefore, 1 implies that is L square plus M square plus L plus M whole square is equal to 0. So therefore, L square plus M square, that is L square plus M square, that is 2LM is equal to 0. Now you take 2L square plus M square, that is 2LM. 2LM is equal to 0. So therefore, so now I can write, so it would be better if I go for this one is, okay, with the minus sign, later better it is, minus sign, here also minus sign, here you get minus sign, here you get minus sign, here you get minus sign. So therefore, I can write 2LM is equal to 0, which implies L is equal to 0, M is equal to 0. Okay. When L is equal to 0, M is equal to 0, two conditions comes. Case 1, if L is equal to 0, then 2 implies N is equal to minus M. So therefore, I can write L is to M is to N is equal to 0 is to M is to minus M. I can write 0 is to 1 is to minus 1. Now look here, I told already, any three real numbers a, b, c, if they are proportionality with the direction cosines, then we call the three numbers as a direction ratios. So therefore, now LMN are proportionality with this. So therefore, these are direction ratios. I can write A1, B1, C1 is equal to 0, 1, minus 1. Now I go for case 2. If L is equal to, if M is equal to 0. So therefore, what 2 implies? 2 implies N is equal to minus L. n is equal to minus L. So therefore, now I will write L is to m is to n is equal to L is to, next m is 0, it's a minus L. 1 is to 0 is to minus 1. So therefore, A2, B2, C2 is equal to 1, 0, minus 1. So therefore, let theta be an angle between two lines. Then I can write cos theta is equal to A1 A2 B1 B2 plus C1 C2 by square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square. This becomes A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. Okay, then I can write here, so therefore I can write this one as cos theta is equal to A1 A2. Now 1 into 0, it's a 0. Next 0 into 1, it's a what? 0. Next minus 1 into 1, it's a what? 1 by square root of A1 square plus B1 square. It becomes 2. This also becomes 2. Therefore is equal to 2. Therefore theta is equal to what? Pi by 3. Therefore pi by 3 is the angle between the two lines when the lines having a DCS are connected with the relations, that is L square plus M square minus N square. Next L plus M plus N is equal to 0. Then angle between them with their respective relations between the direction cosines is pi by 3. So this is how you can find out angle between the two lines under the context of relations with the what direction? Cosines. If L1 M1 L2 M2 be the DCS of two lines and theta is angle between them, then sigma L1 plus L2 whole square by 4 cos square theta by 2 sigma L1 minus L2 whole square by 4 sin square theta by 2 is equal to dash. This is also under the context of angle between the two lines with the relation between the direction cosines. What's the proof of this one is very simple. Now let theta be an angle between two lines. Then cos theta is equal to L1 L2 M1 M2 N1 N2. Wherever you come across L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2, you are liable to write as what? Cos theta. So now I can write this one as sigma L1 plus L2 whole square by 4 cos square theta by 2. Now I can write L1 plus L2 whole square, M1 plus M2 whole square, N1 plus N2 whole square by 4 cos square theta by 2. You expand this L1 square, okay, so L1 square plus L2 square, 2L1 L2, M1 square plus M2 square, 2M1 M2. N1 square plus N2 square, 2N1 N2. So therefore I can write this one as L1 square M1 square N1 square plus L2 square M2 square N2 square plus 2L1 L2 2M1 M2 2N1 N2. is nothing but 2 into L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. I can write 2 cos theta followed by 4 cos square theta by 2. We know already from the definition of direction cosines, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. I mean L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 1. So therefore, I can write this is also 1, this is also 1. Nevertheless, I can write this one as 2 plus 2 cos theta by 4 cos square theta by 2. 2 into 1 plus cos theta, 2 into cos square theta by 2. It's a 4 cos square theta by 2. This and this get cancels. What's the answer? 1. Right? Similarly, in the same fashion, I can also write L1 minus L2 whole square by 4 sine square theta by 2. Now, if you expand this one is L1 minus L2 whole square, M1 minus M2 whole square, N1 minus N2 whole square by 4 sine square theta by 2. So therefore, now this is nothing but expand it L1 square plus M1 square plus N1 square. This is L1 square, M1 square, N1 square plus L2 square, M2 square, N2 square minus 2 L1 L2 minus 2 M1 M2 minus 2 N1 N2. Okay. So therefore, I can write this is 2 cos theta whole divided by 4 into sine square theta by 2. Followed? But according to direction cosines, this is 1, this is 1. So therefore, I can write this as 2 minus 2 cos theta by 4 sine square theta by 2. 2 into 1 minus cos theta, 2 into 2 sine square theta by 2, 4 sine square theta by 2. Correct? This is equal to how much? 1. Now we have proved this is also 1, this is also 1, we proved. So therefore, this value is nothing but 1 plus 1 altogether. This value is equal to how much? 2. Okay. So once again, so this is sigma L1 plus L2 whole square by this. Now sigma L1 minus L2 whole square by this. Expand it. Sigma is there. Sigma is for 3 terms. L, M, N. In a cyclic order you have to change. After L, M comes. After M, N comes. After L1, M1. After M1, N1. After L2, M2. After M2, N2. In a cyclic order you have to expand. Okay. So therefore I can write L1 plus L2 whole square plus M1 plus M2 whole square, N1 plus N2 whole square by same denominator. So therefore expand it. L1 square, M1 square, N1 square, I have taken common. L2 square, M2 square, N2 square taken common, plus 2AB, 2L1 L2, 2M1 M2, 2N1 N2 is nothing but 2 into L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. You can apply this condition 2 cos theta. This is 1, this is 1. Therefore 1 plus 1, 2. That is 2 into 1 plus cos theta by using its multiples and submultiples angles. So therefore 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos theta by 2. 2 into 2, 4 cos theta by 2. Cat cancels 1. In the same fashion, I get 2 minus 2 cos theta. So therefore 2 into 1 minus cos theta, 2 sin square theta by 2. Both gets cancels. It leads to 1. So therefore 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now, look here. Again, giving the different counter example under the context of angle between the two lines and also relation between the direction cosines. If the angle between the line joining of the points A of 1, 1, 0, B of minus 3, root 3 plus 1, 3 and 0, minus 1, 0, next minus 1, root 3 minus 1 lambda. You take this as a C, you take this as a D, no problem. What is there? Is cos inverse of 1 by 8. If lambda is an integer, then integral value of lambda is dash. That goes without saying. So therefore, now what I do is, angle between AB and CD is what? Cos inverse of 1 by 2. Let us find out DRS of AB bar. What is DRS of AB bar? It is x2 minus x1 minus 4. Now root 3 plus 1 minus 1, root 3, it's a 3, is equal to A1, B1, C1, right? Next, DRS of CD bar, this minus this, now minus 1, 0, this minus this, come on, root 3 minus 1 minus of minus 1 plus 1. Next, lambda minus 0, lambda. You take this one as A2, B2, C2, where A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 are the DRS of AB bar and CD bar respectively. Okay, so therefore, next, let theta be an angle between two lines, AB bar and CD bar. I can write cos theta is equal to A1 A2, B1 B2, C1 C2 by A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square. This is A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. So therefore, I can write here what is A1 A2. Take this one 4, take this one 3, take this one 3 lambda by square root of, this says you can write 16, it's a 3, it's a 9. Okay, so now this is nothing but into square root of 16 plus 3, it's a 9. Now into, now this is, that is 1 plus 3 plus lambda square, Okay, before going to this one, let us have a check once again. That is minus 3 minus 1 minus 4, root 3 plus 1 minus 1 root 3, it's a root 3. Next 3 minus 0, it's a 3, it's okay. Next, minus of this one is minus 1, root 3 minus 1 minus of minus 1 root 3 lambda, this is okay. Now A1 A2 plus 4, B1 B2, yes, come on, B1 B2. So therefore, B1 B2 3, it's about 3 lambda. This is 16 plus 3 plus 9. This is 1 plus 3 plus lambda square. But this value is given to be that is cos inverse of 1 by 8. I can write 1 by 8 is equal to 7 plus 3 lambda by square root of, yes, come on, this is 12 plus 16. Okay, 12 plus 16, it's about 28. Okay, 28 into square root of 4 plus lambda square. Now you cross multiply. You are going to get 28 into, yes, come on, 4 plus lambda square is equal to 64 into, yes, 7 plus 3 lambda whole square. You simplify, you are going to get lambda is equal to what? 0. Lambda is equal to 0. So therefore, under the context of angle between the two lines, when the angle between them is given to be what? Some value cos inverse of 1 by 2, then the integral value of this one is lambda is equal to 0. If A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2 are the DRS of two lines, such that A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square, A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square minus A1 A2 B1 B2 C1 C2 whole square is equal to 0, then the lines then the lines are dash. Option A, parallel. Next, B, perpendicular. C, both. Option A and B, it's a none. So now we know that we come across already Lagrange's identity. What's the Lagrange's identity? By Lagrange's identity, A1 square B1 square into C1 square, A2 square B2 square plus C2 square minus A1 A2 B1 B2 plus C1 C2 whole square is equal to B1 C2 minus B2 C1 whole square, C1 A2 minus C2 A1 whole square, A1 B2 minus A2 B1 whole square. When he has given LHS is equal to 0, it is quite obvious according to this given data, this is equal to 0. Now since A1 square B1 square C1 square into A2 square B2 square plus C2 square minus A1 A2 B1 B2 C1 C2 is equal to 0, which implies B1 C2 minus B2 C1 whole square, C1 A2 C2 A1 whole square, A1 B2 minus A2 B1 whole square is equal to 0. When the sum of the squares of the three numbers is equal to 0 means they are positive numbers. Each number must be equal to 0, which implies B1 C2 minus B2 C1 is equal to 0. C1 A2 minus C2 A1 is equal to 0. A2 B1 is equal to 0. So therefore, which implies B1 C2 is equal to B2 C1. B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. Now I can write C1 A2 is equal to C2 A1. C1 by C2 is equal to A1 by A2. From these two conditions, I can write, what I can write is A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, C1 by C2. Then the two lines are what? Parallel. This is the condition for two lines to be what? Parallel. Two lines to be parallel. So therefore, whenever, wherever you come across the condition of this type, that is A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 are the DRS of two lines, such that A1 square plus B1 square C1 square into A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square minus A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 whole square is equal to 0. By using Lagrange's identity, now this value is equal to this value, sum of the squares of the three brackets. Now this is equal to 0. When this is equal to 0 means sum of the squares of each term is equal to 0 means each term is equal to 0. Equated, we got it. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. C1 by C2. In a triangle ABC, A of 2, 3, 5, B of minus 1, 3, 2, C of lambda, 5, mu are the vertices of a triangle ABC. If the median through A is equally inclined with the axis, then the value of lambda comma mu or dash. So equally inclined means the angle between them is what? Same. So therefore now I can write D is midpoint of BC. So therefore D is equal to midpoint formula lambda minus 1 by 2, that is 5 plus 3 by 2, it's a 4, then mu plus 2 by 2, correct? This is midpoint D. I want to find out DRS of AD bar. DRS of AD bar, this minus this, lambda minus 1 by 2 minus 2, 4 minus 3, then 4 minus 3, mu plus 2 by 2 minus 5, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. I can write this one as this one is lambda minus 5 by 2, that is 1, mu plus is 10, it's a 7 by 2. This is DRS of AD bar, correct or not? DRS of AD bar. We know that DCS of x-axis equal to 1, 0, 0. Next, and this is also DRS is also equal to DRS of x-axis now is equal to what? 1, 0, 0. Next, now DCS of y-axis is 0, 1, 0. So therefore this is same as DRS of y-axis. Now DCS is nothing but a DRS. I can also write 0, 1, 0. Next, DCS of z-axis is equal to 0, 0, 1, which implies DRS of z-axis is equal to what? 0, 0, 1, right? So therefore now I can write now DCS of a line equally inclined with axis is equal to 1 by root 3 is equal to plus or minus 1 by root 3 plus or minus 1 by root 3. What's a DRS? DRS is equal to 1, 1, 1. Since these are what? DRS. So therefore this is equally inclined with the axis. Axis means certainly, which implies I can write lambda minus 5 by 2 is equal to 1. Next, mu minus 5, it's a 1, here also 1. Mu minus 7 by 2 is equal to 1. You take LCM, lambda minus 5, therefore lambda is equal to 7. Mu minus 7 is equal to 2, therefore mu is equal to 9. This is how you can find out under the different context of the what? Problems by using the angle between the two lines as cos theta is equal to L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. So therefore in this triangle, when vertices are given, this is the median. When this median is equally inclined with the axis, means with x-axis, y-axis as well as z-axis. We know the DCS of x-axis 1, 0, 0, y-axis 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Why? The angle made by the x-axis with x-axis is what? 0 degrees. Angle made by x-axis with y-axis is 90 degrees. Angle made by the what? X-axis with z-axis is what? 90 degrees. Therefore DCS of any line is cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, means cos 0, cos pi by 2, cos pi by 2 means 1, 0, 0. Y-axis 0, 1, 0. Z-axis 0, 0, 1. So therefore DRS of a line which is equally inclined with the coordinate axis 1, 1, 1. So therefore I can write lambda minus 5 by 2 is equal to 1, mu minus 7 by 2 is equal to 1. So therefore lambda is equal to 7 and mu is equal to 9.